Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, everyone? How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Let's give it a minute here before we get started. So, what's everyone looking at today? How's everyone doing so far this week? Have you made any mistakes? Etc. What do we got here on SPY? Extended hours are on. I'm doing well. Doing well. What do we got here on SPY? Your best week yet? Haven't traded yet? Totally okay if you haven't traded. I haven't taken many trades. I think I've taken like one trade. Ton of ER reports this week. Right, that's why the entire market's currently down. Right, tech earnings didn't do too well. Microsoft reported down 6.5%. Meta's down 4%. Right, look at the indexes, or the the main ETFs. IWM's green. Right, so small caps are doing well. Tech down 1.75%. SPY down 0.8%. Right, so always good to see where the strength in the market is. Let me lower the music. I forgot to lower the music. Sorry. So on SPY in pre-market, right, we have a beautiful falling wedge, right, with confluence right at the zone here. Right, first things first, we have a little double bottom here. Right, second, we have this trend line here from the past 2 or 3 days or so. Right, bounce once, twice, and now 3 times. Right, so if this holds here in pre-market, and if we don't really move, which we probably will because it's only 9 o'clock, right, an entry around this region, it's going to work best for calls, and the price target would be the high here. Absolutely like this. Definitely like that. If everyone please drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it. But this is a perfect setup. I'll publish this so you guys can see it. Resolution is too small. So 15-minute I have to do. I'll publish this just so we can see how it is. Good enough. Neutral, trend, chart patterns, SPY. Boom. Right, so now you should be able to see it on my page. Let's see how it reacts. You've been loading up SPY March puts since yesterday? Interesting. What's your reasoning behind taking puts for March? So let's go to regular hours. What do we got here? So I just want to, go back to the basics as always, right? Look at this wedge that we had, right? Move to the upside, falling wedge, right? I can even draw it out for you, right? Then we had the little pullback, and then we broke out. Right? Not the cleanest of wedges, but it gets the job done, right? You can even draw it like that if you'd like. Probably better. That's a perfect bull flag. All right, if you do want to get fancy and use the fibs, right, this is from this high, bounced right up to 382. Right, and then a current price action. We're not even close, right? We're still in an overall uptrend based off this price action. Another thing, right? If you take the length of the flag and put it from here to there, right, we still technically have some room to run to the next level. Right? Obviously, ER has a big effect. But this lines up perfectly with this previous support and this previous resistance. Right, so just another factor to take a look at. If we do break out of this falling wedge here in pre-market, right, this level here is definitely a good target to have. Right around 388.42. Right, so this is the trend line based off pre-market, right? But based on market data when the market's open, delete this trend line, right? We're kind of breaking below. So I got to see what happens here. Right, always look for a lower high or a higher low, and so on. Right, that usually gives indication of where we're going to head. What's up, D-Cruz? We should do a stream together every week. That's what we should do. I feel like that'd be pretty cool if we could stream together. Let's take a look at VIX. That'd be dope. So VIX, right? Let's get to a larger time frame here. Right, multiple bounces off this level. Right, we bounced here on the 21st, and then we fell through yesterday. Right, now we're sitting at this triple bottom here. Right, so if this holds, right, we can potentially see a move back up to right around this region, around 29 to 30. But we're approaching this previous resistance here again. Remember this level here? Right, we rejected it multiple times before having that launch to the upside. Right, so this level can act as a support, which is where we're approaching. Let's take a look at some setups here. Let's redo it. All right, so Amazon. Go to the closer price action here. Very choppy, very all over the place. Right, like is this a rising wedge? Yes, but it looks kind of forced. I hate when we have these huge run-ups like this because the setups are very tough. Let's take a look. Although in pre-market, Apple looks very good. All right, same thing as SPY pretty much. All right, look at this little wedge that we have. All right, so little tiny wedge. If this level breaks here, let's see a potential run up. Everything's wedging here in extended hours. All right, so need to watch for a breakout of these flags here, right? Because we could totally see a huge move up. I'm going to set an alert at this level here and play calls over. Or puts. Probably under that level there. AMD, not so much a fan of. We had this triple top here. And we're sitting right at this previous resistance as a potential new support. Nvidia, not so much. Microsoft down a ton on earnings. Right? They had good earnings, but I'm pretty sure their guidance wasn't as good. Meta as well. Square only down a little bit, right? Had a little double top here. Pulled back. Netflix flagging again. I really like Tesla and Apple the most here. Move these to the top here. I don't really like any of these names. So look at SPY here. All right, potentially breaking out now. I kind of hope it stays here so we could take this at open. Because I'll absolutely take this at open if it looks like this. This I would take any day of the week. It's also Wednesday, right? So Wednesdays are my least favorite trading day. Things typically chop. Fakeouts are more likely to happen typically. Take a look at coin. A ton of you keep asking me about coin. So let's start on a higher time frame. All right, a huge period of consolidation. All right, we have these lows here that just continue to bounce. We saw that move to the upside there. All right, we kind of have a break from this resistance as well. Sitting right below the high here of 76.24. All right, needs to hold this double top that we had at 73.78. And if this level can hold, we should see, you know, a move back up to 76.24 and then a breakout. Curious to see what happens here on SPY though. What questions does everyone have? This is a nice falling wedge though. Really like it. All right, so if there's no setup, make sure you don't take a trade. Microsoft big support. Let's see. Can delete all this. Yeah, so kind of needs to get back above this level here. Right, bounce multiple times off this level. Bounce twice again here, and it's kind of, you know, sitting right there, but a little bit below. So, you know, needs to get back above there. SPY. I've spoke about it like 20 times now. Right, needs to break above this level here. Let me change it so I can tell the difference. 382.30. Right, if that level breaks, we should test 383.28. And then if it breaks below this level, all right, you can watch for puts. I go close to the money. Right, that way, if the move goes in the opposite direction, you don't really get screwed with theta. It's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be a little bit safer. It still moves very nice. Do I trade supply and demand, or just both? Right, chart patterns are based off of support, resistance, or supply and demand. Same thing. In Colombia? What are you doing in Colombia, Mal? That's pretty cool. What target would I look for on puts? 379.46, which is this previous resistance. All right, this major reversal here. Sorry to hear that, Mal. Any inverse to watch out? No, we're kind of in an overall uptrend in the most recent price action. So, right, if I inverse this, I'm definitely just going to be watching puts over that level I mentioned. That's about it. Let's take a look at the reverse charts though. See what we got. Could watch this on Apple actually. A break below 150.34. We could take puts. Kind of do like that a lot. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. Tesla. Let's redo this chart on Tesla. All right, so this is a typical bear flag. All right, we have, turn this off. All right, pull, and then consolidation phase. All right, something like that, and then continuation. You could take a short below 216.94. Set an alert. Amazon, AMD continuing to the downside. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So yeah, Apple and Tesla top watches at open along with SPY. All right, so those are going to be my top watches. All right, we have the setup planned out. All right, we have the trade planned out, so we know exactly what to do here when the market's open. Right, today is Wednesday again, so right, I'm gonna take profits pretty quick. See green, take green, and try and you know, only trade in the morning. Right, things tend to get choppy in the middle of the day. Yep, these are inverted. These are all inverted. Yes, I know it's inverted. Puts to the upside, right, on this chart. Nope. Trading in the Discord on voice chat. Apple might be my favorite setup. A very clean chart. Along with Tesla. How do I trade what? Just replay, go back. I just covered it like 5 times. Let's take a look at this smaller time frame here. Yeah, let's take a look at VIX actually. So here's VIX inverse, 10-minute. Look at this wedge. It's starting to break to the downside. All right, so I'll set an alert here. And I'll set an alert here as well. And so if this breaks to the downside, all right, that's bullish for the market. Or wait, this is the inverse. So let me invert it. All right, if this breaks to the downside, bullish for the market. If it breaks this way, bearish. So we'll see what happens. Right, so this wedge here on VIX is bearish, but since it's the invert, right? So this is opposite of the market, right? If this moves to the downside, SPY moves up. Yeah, they look pretty good. They definitely look pretty good. Yep. So for example, right, SPY again, covering it again. If this level breaks to the downside, right, puts can work. If this breaks to the upside, calls can work. Right, with stops in the correct place. All right, if I enter puts here, stop loss is here. If I enter calls here, stops here. All right, so vice versa. Very simple, very easy. Don't make it too complicated. And that's it. All right, this is the entry. This is this entry for calls, entry for puts, and that's it. All right, you want to see a huge candle break through, and that's when you want to enter. All right, if it pauses here and it consolidates, that's right. You want to wait. You want to see a big candle at the break of levels. All right, like for example, this little break we had here. All right, huge candle, a little pause, and then ignite. Right, this like rocket is what you want to look for every single time. Right, that big candle through resistance. You don't want to see the little tiny candles. Right, once price action starts to consolidate, right, that's when you can anticipate a reversal. Right, we have the huge move to the upside. Right, price action starts to consolidate. Right, bulls are getting a little bit weaker here, and then right we get that pullback. All right, so market's open here in 2 minutes. Let's start to switch over to the Discord. If you could drop a like before we head out, I would appreciate it. Let's head over to the Discord.